So, do not, here Bhagavad Gita supplements some more. In the name of detachment, do not bring starvation to the senses and mind. Do not make the mind and senses starve. That's not it. Suppose we wanted to practice spiritualism here. I ask you to take the first lesson. Suppose some people ask, can we take our breakfast and come? I say, no, that is very bad. You should come empty because you should be pious. They come and sit down. I ask them to close their eyes and I ask, what do you see? He says, a slice of bread. But if you allow him to eat and come, the mental slice of bread is not there. The mind is ready to follow you. So, if you starve the senses and physical body, the objects of senses are having their seeds in you still. That is what Bhagavad Gita says. All the objects that are habituated to your mind, they are having their seeds in you. The trees are outside. You can cut the tree, but the seeds are there, they will germinate once again. So, don't do it. If something is inevitable, you leave it passive and you begin to do your work, that will go away automatically. The seeds will be scorched. According to another textbook of yoga, it is said, you will have scorched seeds. That is fried seeds. They no more germinate. You see, because when everything leaves its impression in us as a seed, and when you take away anything, this seed begins to germinate. Then you should find out a process by which the seed is fried away. Seed should be fried. You need not take away the tree. That is it. This is the next step which Patanjali says. Do not bring starvation to the senses of mind. That is Bhagavad Gita says. Enjoyment can never be destroyed. When the senses are trying to enjoy outside, you can't destroy the enjoyment. You can bring the senses to the right type of enjoyment. So don't ruin the enjoyment, try to ruin it is not possible. You should make the mind know what is enjoyment. That is the process, because enjoyment is the experience of the soul. It is so true. The very nature of the soul is enjoyment. Therefore, you cannot destroy it. If you try to destroy it with the senses, it takes some other form which is more dangerous. If you don't allow it, it takes a more mean and low taste. It goes into a lower taste. What happens when we suppress sex? It takes horrible and monstrous methods. So you should create a taste for something which is higher. Then automatically you will grow passive to the sex and other things like that. That is why enjoyment you should not attempt to stop the senses and mind enjoying anything. You should bring them to the healthy and right type of enjoyment. Suppose the child is eating something which is not healthy. If you take it away, it is disappointed, and next day he eats worse. Without your seeing, he hides himself and does it. So don't do it. give something which is more tasteful and which is healthy, he will drop it away and take it. Like that you have to behave with the mind and senses. That is what the scriptures say. Enjoyment of its own, as its own touch to itself. The enjoyment is of two types here. One is your mind and senses having enjoyment with something different, environment. This is a unit of your mind and senses. This is something different outside. By contacting something different, the mind and senses have enjoyment. But the soul is having enjoyment as its own taste, not with something different. The difference between the concept of enjoyment between the lower yourself and the higher yourself is, the lower yourself, that is mind and senses, they try to find enjoyment with something else, some other thing, not themselves. For example, the tongue tries to find enjoyment with food, the ear with sound, the nose with smell, the mind with some other thought, touch with something else. When it is cool, it finds enjoyment in something warm. When it is warm, it finds enjoyment in something cool. So, at the point of contact with some other thing, the lower nature finds enjoyment. But the soul is enjoyment in itself. There is no some other thing to the soul. See, is it clear? The terms of enjoyment are changed. Here it is only an idea of enjoyment which is false. Here it is the true enjoyment.
This pleasure. This is the other one.
This is false.
Yes.
This is an idea of enjoyment. Pleasure.
Yes.
Even pleasure, it's only a false idea.
Yes. Therefore.
The attempt is there, the taste is not there, the experience is not there. Here, the experience is there. So here, we have the contact of other thing. Here, the enjoyment is no other thing. Because other is only a false idea. So, in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, seek me and no other thing. That is what he says. Try to find me and no other one. That is what the Bhagavad Gita says. And in the Old Testament also, there is one mantra. So, see, the false concept of enjoyment in the not self. This is true enjoyment. Enjoyment is the experience of the soul. Here there is a recollection and an idea of enjoyment. There is no enjoyment. It tries to find it with other thing, some other thing. Here there is no other thing. Enjoyment is its own experience. So, when the consciousness is shifted from this place to that place, you will find enjoyment as natural but not with something else. That is what the Bhagavad Gita supplements. In the Old Testament also, when God speaks to Moses, he says, I am the one and there is no second to me.
It's the same. It's the same.
Yes. And it is unfortunately wrongly translated in English. I the Lord God am a jealous God. That is what is translated. It's not jealous, but no second one. That is what is meant by that. Many places we find such horrible translations.
It is said there are about 80 persons not right translated in the Bible.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
whole trouble.
Yes.
You will find in the book Exodus, God speaking with Moses. He says, I the Lord God am a jealous God. But yeah, enjoyment of its own touch. Soul enjoyment is enjoyment of the touch of the soul. The body, mind and senses will have a touch of the soul. And that is enjoyment. It is not by doing something or not doing something, but it is by having the touch of the soul. Every aspect in you, every atom in you will be enjoyment. That is how it happens. So, it is the soul quality.